The next person who I'm going to bring up, her name is Carly Thacker. She actually came here to help facilitate one of the groups in the Dash Academy. And we were all so impressed with her that we asked her to please come back and help us with the youth empowerment program that Gordon Naylor ran. And she was amazing in that. And what makes it so incredible is that Carly is willing to do just about anything to be of service. Another one of these pure souls, all right? But her real talent is comedy and improv. And so tonight, you're going to be seeing, woven throughout, comedy and some improvisation. May I welcome Carly Thacker.
Thanks, Arden. Now I have to be nicer the next week that I'm here. I was going to ask her to introduce me as Carlita de la Pico Morales Catalina Consuelo Lopez, but I thought I'd do her a favor. I think this is the coolest job ever because you applaud for you get applauded for just showing up, right? You're welcome. Walk off and you've already given up your best applaud. Does anyone here have a job where anyone applauds you showing up? Can you imagine if every morning when you showed up to work, your boss was just like, I might actually show up on time if that happened. If anyone here is like myself, I check the weather during the, go online to find out maybe what you're going to wear for the day. And I went online and I go to weather.com and it said temperature 70 feels like 67. And I thought, well, who decides what it feels like? Right, is that a job that somebody has? Amazing. I imagine it's a guy named Bob, right? And they have the weather studio, and then there's a back door and a porch. Bob's just kicking it back there, like on a lawn chair in his undershirt. Got like a soda. The weatherman calls out back, like, hey Bob, what's it feel like? And Bob's like, 67. What's dead? Hey Bob, is it gonna rain today? Maybe. Weatherman puts in chance of rain, 50%. That's how that one's about. Alright, this one's for the kids. Kids, you're gonna have to help me out. Say it along with me if you know. Truthfulness is the foundation of all human virtues. Without truthfulness, progress and success in all the worlds of God is impossible for any soul. What? Right? Did you hear the second part? Progress and success in all the worlds of God is impossible, right? So lying is kind of a big deal, right? Like it's going to stunt your growth more than coffee or carbonated drinks. Safe to say. And I'm pretty sure that it's not like a sliding scale, like, oh, little lie, little stunt. I think it's like little lie, no growth. Done. Can you imagine? Like, I'm not really willing to risk it. I think the only thing worse than credit card debt is like soul progression debt. Take your way out of that one. And here's the thing, kids. You think sometimes, you pull a fast one, you think you got away with it, but you didn't because God knows what's going on in your head before you even do it. So when mom says, hey, clean your room, because that's how moms talk. And you shove everything under your bed and then into your closet, and you're like, she'll never know. Guess what? God can see in your closet. And you know what? Usually so can mom. Spoiler alert. Does anyone here like math problems? Really? I cannot stand them. And actually, word problems, that doesn't make sense. Like, math problems and even starts with word problems, and I've never understood them. Kids probably know what I'm talking about, the big, long word problems. Parents, you know what I'm talking about because your kids bring them home and ask you, and you say, go ask the other parent because you don't know. Because they don't know. They don't know the answers. But here's the thing, because none of them usually ever make, like, they're not practical, they don't make sense. Like, it always starts out something like, you know, car A is in Seattle leaving at 3 p.m. at 50 miles per hour. And car B is in Boston leaving, you know, 60 miles per hour at 7 p.m. When will the two cars meet? Right, how fast is it going? Yeah, I don't know. These word problems are ridiculous to me. I can't stand them. So, and I know that's probably not a good example because most of the parents in here are thinking, oh, that one's easy. Like never if my spouse is driving. But I think they should have a more practical word problem, something that I can actually use, right? Like I think if something went like, you know, little Carly has 1,200 Facebook friends, and she decides to update her status and says, hey, I'm holding a devotions, and invites like 100 friends. Well, 25 of those friends like her status, right? Like. Wish there was a love button. Like. Day of the devotions comes, 3 friends show up. How many friends does little Carly have? It's a little depressing because it's true. So I'm about to go pioneering. Who here is pioneering? I know there's a ton of you. You're all from different countries anyway. Welcome to America then. If you're not pioneering that way, maybe you came this way. So I'm about to go to China. And as you know, but you have to fill out certain, a bunch of paperwork together, and one form is from a police department. And for myself, I haven't really had a home recently. I've been living out of my car, so it was a little bit awkward. I went up to the police station and was like, hey, you, officer, kind of a weird situation. I've been living out of my car about 6 months, don't have a permanent address, do comedy for a living. So I'll just say I'm about to actually leave the country, go to Canada, and then I need a note so that I can move to China because I got a job. Can you just type something up that says I'm a citizen in good standing? And I'm pretty sure what he heard is I'm homeless, I joke a lot, and I'm trying to flee the country. I didn't know. So here's what I got. He's like, absolutely crazy person. I can do that for you. It says, I, officer, we won't mention his name, Sanford, of the Elliott Police Department, do certify that we have had no identifiable contact with Carly Thacker. And even that, I'm like, that's not that. This, however, does not certify that she does not have an identifiable criminal history in any other jurisdiction. I'm sure China is going to be like, great, just what we're looking for, a big gamble. So the other form that I needed was a medical form, and they sent it over, and so maybe something was lost in translation, but it's just a simple physical that essentially says, like, when I get there, I'm not going to just die, right? Like, it's not like, get off the plane. And so it has things like, your blood pressure, your eyesight, height, weight, and have you ever had the plague? Like the bubonic plague, right? Like, if you get the plague, you live for 4 days and then you die. If you have the plague, you're not allowed to check the little box that says, no, I don't have it. No, I don't have the Black Death, China. Here's another little personal share. I do not like to do laundry. Anyone else? Way better people than I am. There's like 3 steps to it, and I always miss one. Like, forget to put detergent in, forget to start it. But here's what I hate most about doing laundry, is I hate matching my socks. I think it's the most pointless activity ever. Thank you. There's like 3 people with different color socks on, just like me right now, I'm sure. But here's why. Because I'm not going to tell my white sock that it can't be with my black sock. I'm not going to do it because I just want my socks to be happy. All right, last thing I'll share. And some of you may know this, but Abdul-Baha, when he was in prison, he would have all the friends of the cell that he was in. They would get in a circle, and he would go around and make them each share the funniest thing that happened to them during the day. Well, you're in prison. Can you imagine? That would be so hard to find sometimes. But he made them think of something funny that happened to them during the day. And by the end of it, they would all be laughing so hard that they would be crying. And Abdul-Baha actually says that laughter is relaxation for the soul. Allah, friends, thank you so much.